Okay, so I'll tell you a little bit about how I work playing. Not really with my dogs, that's just whatever you want to do, except for one rule I have is I never ever tug of war, ever. Because I do not want them to ever think it's okay to pull something out of my hand, and tugging on things also turns into a dominance battle really quickly. I never play tug of war, but Abram's joining us for this video. What I do is I teach them things like Maverick. Not interested. Teach them things like, oh, there he goes. Like to bring it to me, come here, good boy, and to drop it. So to teach them this, if you stick your hand in their mouth, you can push on their thumb and it will open their teeth. Good boy. And we've been working on waiting for the toy. So I just make him wait for it. Doesn't get to take it out of my hands. Good boy. Get it. And then I just do a little throw because can't play. And then I just let him play with it for a minute. Sometimes I call him back and have him give it to me immediately. Sometimes I don't. This is really where like whatever you want to use your dog for comes in. So I just want him to drop things when I say drop it. And like he's not protective of it right now. That's the main thing. When my dogs are playing with each other, I do have some rules about that. I don't let them. You want to talk in the video too? This is Abram, my little guy. He's pretty cute. Just learning to stand by himself. So, anyway, back to the dogs. So when they're playing with each other, two dogs or more dogs playing is like two little boys roughhousing and wrestling. It all starts out fun and games, but pretty soon it turns into a fight. And with dogs, what happens is it turns into a battle for dominance. So my dogs are only allowed to play outside, and when I'm outside with them, especially if they're not used to each other, so if it's a dog that we just met, or in this case a new puppy, I'm going to observe the play for a while, and when it gets too far, one of the dogs is going to apparently become dominant. Like, and by apparently I mean you will know. So Poppy is usually the one that does that, and in this case always the one that does that. And she'll turn it into a game where she'll like push him up against that fence, and she won't let, oops, that's not a toy. And she won't let him, here's your toy. She'll push him up against that fence. She won't let him away from the fence. She'll be jumping on him, and he'll be doing submissive positions. So sitting, laying down, rolling over, and she won't stop. And so it's my job at that point to teach her when to stop. When it's like, and that's what socializing your dog means to me. Teaching them how to interact socially with other dogs. So just like your kid, you have to teach them certain things. Dogs are the same way. You have to teach them, okay, that's enough. Okay, that's too rough. Okay, that's appropriate, etc., etc. Like there's a time and a place to play, and there's a way to play appropriately. So he's inviting her to play right now. And I did get after her just a minute ago for taking it too far, so she's being hesitant. So this is okay. And now he's still playing. They're alright. She's alright. And then she's being a little rough. Okay. And so, hey, leave it. And so I tell her that's enough. Okay, because she would have chased him over here and tackled him right next to me and the baby. So I don't want her to do that. So that's just an example of how I monitor play. And after you do that for a while, if it's a dog that you're with all the time, they know the limits and they keep them. If you have older dogs and one of the dogs mounts another dog, females and males do that. Fixed, not fixed, that is a total sign of dominant behavior, and you let the play go too far. So, good girl. So, that's just a little bit on how I let my dogs play and what I do to monitor it and make sure it's appropriate.